Okay, welcome. This is the private chess class from Michael Schwartzman. Um, and we're going to be doing some puzzles and looking at some of his games. I saw you played a few, and maybe we'll play. I think last time we didn't get to play each other, so maybe we'll play today. So here, this is a puzzle. Black to move. I'm going to go back a few moves, see what happened here. All
I
right.
just wanted to say this week was interesting in the sense that that I realized that I started the week and I was losing every game and I couldn't understand why.
Hmm.
And I came to realize that I was losing every game. My rating had gone up.
Hmm.
I was approaching like 1450 and was and I began playing not to lose as opposed to playing to have fun to win.
Ah,
And when
okay.
I was playing not to lose, I lost every game. Every
Really?
game. No matter who I was playing,
Uh-huh.
I would check. I never used to check their ratings. I would
Uh-huh.
just play. And it was a good lesson to me. Um, I played a lot of competitive sports, and it was the same lesson as competitive sports.
So
When you begin to do that,
uh-huh.
it's just not fun anymore.
So you're saying when you're not approaching it in a lighthearted way, or like when you stop looking at it as a fun thing to do, then you play worse, right? That's what you're saying.
I played a lot worse.
Yeah, that's an
Um,
interesting observation.
yeah,
I think that's very
the,
revealing,
and
actually.
it reminded me of uh, a lot of one-on-one sports where you're watching the clock. When you have a lead and you're trying to milk the clock and just trying to win on points, et cetera, as opposed to playing your game.
Right.
And I there was a game where I was a couple moves from Nate, and I saw that the guy had like a minute and a half left.
Mm,
Instead, I just backed off, and I ended up losing. And I was ahead by like 6 points,
mm,
and it's purely because of that. And it wasn't fun.
right.
So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, chess is also very psychological. You can psych yourself out, if you, sometimes people get too complacent when they think they're winning and their opponent is, down material, but, it's not over till it's over, right? So the win is not secure until checkmate is achieved, right? So, all right. So knight takes e5. All right. So let's look at here. All right. So let's see. Yeah. Okay. So white sacrifice a knight to gain some queenside attack. All right. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Both sides are attacking fiercely. Okay. All right. So, um, what would you play here? Black to move?
like to move.
Black to move. Yeah. What do you think?
I like bishop to f5.
Bishop. You mean h5? I assume, right?
No,
Or queen to f5. Which one do you mean?
well, it kind of depends what you're looking for, I suppose. But
So okay, so either one, it's not a really strong in terms of threaten anything or force white to do anything. That's more of a consolidating move, protecting the pawn, which is also good. But white is down material. Oh, sorry, black is down material. So we have to be quick with our attack. So there's actually a stronger move here that's quicker, more immediate.
Well, there are no immediate checks. Well, there are, but
Yeah, so we have queen h1, just lose the queen for no reason. We have queen h2, take, and there's no real follow up. You're just left with a rook and a bishop versus queen and rook. So that's not really that good. So yeah.
yeah,
And then
and you have
we
queen, queen. Yeah,
yeah, we have
that's
the check here
pointless.
too. Again, not really productive. You just lose your queen for nothing. So no, so checks are out. So what's next?
Well, the other thing I was looking at was was creating a battery with rook to h8.
Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, so let's just go down the hierarchy. So first is checks, second is captures. So black cannot make any captures here, so that's out. And then the third is threats. Good. So rook h1, h8
Yeah,
is threatening what? Mate on h1, right? So very strong threat there.
yeah.
So okay, so how can white protect against that threat? What do you think? What's a good white move? What do you think?
It is a really good move.
Yeah, it is a very good move. Yeah, rook h1, rook h8, very good move. So what do you think? Good response for white.
Well, I'm trying to see how the king would avoid tremendous trouble
Mm-hmm.
and or develop strong counterplay that would lead to mate.
Mm-hmm.
And the counterplay is two moves. It's queen to a5 and then a8.
Okay,
White
but
queen,
he
right?
doesn't have time for that though, right? Queen
No,
a5.
there's not.
Yeah, queen h1 mate. So he can't do that. So he's got to respond immediately to this. So what do you think? What's a good response?
Right. Well, it's nothing on the H file.
Hmm.
I move the rook to the H file, it takes. If I move the queen to the
Yeah.
H file, taking the pawn, he'll
Okay.
take with the rook.
Okay. So we have take the pawn with the queen, or take with the rook, or moving king f1, right? So what if we do? What if he does queen takes g3? What's the best move for white for black here?
I'm sorry. I'm so so he's moved his rook off the G file, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So rook is
Okay.
on h8, and I said, what if he does queen g3?
Queen G3. I would take Queen G3.
Okay. And then what do you think is a good move for black? Do you see a good move for black there?
I think it would be um it would be Queen to H1 check.
Queen h1 check, king f2. Now what?
Well, now I would move Queen to he's got to keep me in constant check, or else my next move is going to be G8 check with the queen, right?
No, he can't, because remember the rook is on h8. right? The rook's still on h8, protecting the back rank, right? So, all right. So let me just take a picture of this one because I really like this one as well. So it's a good one. All right, so let's move the pieces, and I think you'll be able to see it much clearer. So rook h8, queen takes g3. So now you said queen h1. So best
He'll
move
take
here.
my rook.
Say again.
I think doesn't his next doesn't his next move need to be queen takes rook at on d1?
Yeah, pick up the free rook. Why not? Right? Queen
Yeah.
takes, and now black is up an extra piece, and at the same time, you're threatening bishop h4, pinning the queen to the king. Right?
Mhm.
So very strong, very nice combination there. Let's go back. Let's go back. What if he took it with? What if he took it with the rook? What do you think? Best move now.
He if he went if he checked with the queen, he'd
On which
still pick.
square? There's two checks, right? So h2,
Well,
h1. So h1, you assume me, right?
yeah,
h1,
he'd
queen.
still pick up the rook.
Same thing, yeah, same thing. I mean, maybe you could even interpose this check here, and then you can take the rook, and now you're threatening mate here. So yeah, good. Okay, so let's go back. What if he tried to run? King f1. Now, what do you think best move here?
Well, if he moves to h3 and pins that rook,
Okay.
there you get aesthetic points, but I don't see how that helps you.
Yeah, there's not really much of a follow up after the pin, so I think still,
Yeah, he
que-
still
que-
goes to the first
yeah,
to h1,
queen h1 check.
and
So
then
now,
he'll block with the rook.
good, because if he moves the king, this rook is lost, right? So he's got a
Yeah.
block. Okay, now what do we do?
Well, you've got to be careful here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you just advance the pawn.
Good, good. G2 check, very good. Rook is pinned, cannot take. So he can go. Let's see. Where do you think is a good spot for the king? He can go to e1, e2, or f2. What do you think?
I would stay off the black squares.
Because the bishop, right?
Yep.
All right.
So I would look at, yeah.
King e2. Okay. Um.
And if I were black, I would I you have no choice but to move your queen.
Yeah. So maybe now we go something like. Let's see. Something like this, maybe. And yeah, the game goes on. So okay, good. So that's the attack right there. Very nice attack um along the H file. All right, good. All right, so let's do one more. Let's see this one. Okay. Let's see how this went on. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. All right. you think here?
White to move.
Yeah, white to move here. And I actually already see the answer, so I'm going to take a screenshot because I like this one too. All right. Hmm.
You see the answer in terms of mate?
Uh, no, not all these puzzles are mate. The goal is mate, or sometimes just improving in material superiority.
I think, well, so if I'm playing white,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would take the black rook at D8.
Okay, so you take the rook. Rook takes,
And then
and
I take with my queen. Oh, wait,
yeah,
no,
it's
I can't.
protected,
I
right?
can't take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a problem.
Yep. So the rook is well protected.
See, that's a big problem because the black queen is only out of the game as long as I control that D file.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I'm not going to control that D file, right?
Yeah, the black queen doesn't have that many squares. This is the only square, the safe square where it's still protecting the rook, right? So I think that's part of the key of this puzzle.
And you don't have time to stack the rooks on the D file.
No, too slow.
And putting that queen over on H5 to then move it to the seventh row isn't going to work either.
Queen h5, you just lose your rook here.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
you can't do that.
Yeah.
And the idea of the rook taking the pawn at G7 check.
Oh, take here. Rook
Uh-huh.
takes, king takes. Okay, where's the follow up?
The only follow up is queen to a
A1.
one.
Okay, queen A1, and then he can go
You can't
queen
sustain it.
queen D4, and
You're done.
yeah, that's it.
Then you're down a pawn.
Yeah, right here, white's down a pawn. Yeah. You want a hint with this one?
Is it obvious?
Well, if you ask a, obvious to a 500 player, 1,000, 2,000, 2,500 player, it's all different, all relative. I can tell you with this puzzle, um, I think this puzzle combines two themes. One is deflection or decoy, and then the other one is intermediate moves or Zwischenzug, or in between moves, right? So those two concepts this combines, and it has to do with this D file. There's a lot of pressure right here. There's queen and rook bearing down on the rook, and for the moment the rook and the queen are both sufficiently protecting the rook on D8, right? So for the
Well,
moment,
so then I guess a move could be C5.
good. So we want to distract this queen away from protection of the rook. So very good. C5.
Yeah, but
Uh,
so I looked at that,
okay.
but if I'm black, well, so if I'm black and I took the white rook,
Okay. So
then
here's
if I'm playing white, then I just take the rook and the hell with it, right?
okay. So let's look at this. So C5 attacks the queen. So
Yeah.
now if of course if he takes the pawn, what happens? If the queen takes the pawn on C5.
If he takes the pawn, then I take the rook takes the rook, the queen takes the rook check.
Good. So then we
And
essentially we win a rook, right?
yes,
Yeah. So he cannot take the pawn. So if he tries instead to take our rook first and then take the pawn, um,
can't do it. If he takes the rook first, I'll just take his queen.
so let's look at this. C5, rook takes D7, C takes B6, rook takes D1, rook takes, and now it's rook against rook. We both have one rook at the end of all that. So the so let's see. So C5, right? If he takes here, takes on rook takes D7, the best move for white is not to take the queen, right? Because it just ends up in equality. So what's the best move instead of C takes B6? Do you want me to move the pieces?
I wasn't sure if I followed you. So
Okay,
my
okay.
move is C5.
C5. And then our question is, what if he takes the rook, right? Because if he takes the rook, then if we take his queen, he just takes our queen, and then he takes our rook, and then we end up it being a rook versus a rook, so it's equality, right? So the best move then is after rook takes d7 is not c takes b6. There's a better move. So let me make the move so you can clearly see it. Okay, so he takes the rook. Yeah, like we said. So now
I
we
would
said, go ahead.
I'd take his rook.
Okay, so if you take his rook now he just takes your pawn, and um now black's ahead two pawns. Actually, no. Uh I mean then he can take his pawn here. All right, so maybe he'll be ahead one pawn in the end. So not decisive advantage. So the best move. So white will still be winning, but there's a much stronger move than taking the rook here, or taking the queen. Much stronger move than either of those.
Okay. So, but this is the board right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now.
I got it. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to come out with his queen, and I'm going to win the game.
Ah.
It is queen to B3.
Yes, yes. So this is what you call an in-between move, right? Or an intermezzo, right? So the obvious recapture is queen takes d7. That would be the obvious recapture, but that would just lead to black would still be in the game. He'd be down a pawn, but he'd still be in the game, right? But here, sidestep the rook for one move, deliver a check, and then forcing the king to move over. Now our queen is safe. Now we take his queen safely, and now it's a queen and rook versus two rooks, and so that's a much more decisive advantage. All right, so very nice tactic of a in between move there. All right, good. Yeah, you understand that? That's a good one. That's a very good tactic. A lot of, the in between move is a very good thing to understand because it really it stops you from thinking too reflexively, too robotically, like if he captures me here, I'll just recapture him back, right? But sometimes there arises positions where the obvious recapture is not the best move, right? There's a better move. You can turn the tide very quickly by delivering an in between move, and then you finish with the recapture after that, right? So this is a good example of that. All right. So do you want to go over your games, or do you want to play me and you?
Whatever.
It's up to you. What do you want to do? I can do either. I'm fine. I
Um,
mean, I enjoy going over games personally, but
let's go over a game.
but
Yeah,
okay, okay, okay. Let's see your game. So,
I had one game where I thought I made a decision to trade my queen intentionally for two rooks.
uh huh.
And it was one of those games where I was just trying not to lose. And I did
Okay.
that. I was playing badly, but I made that decision and I thought this is the right move and I still lost. I don't
Hmm.
remember who I was playing.
Okay. Okay. So I guess we'll focus on your losses. Just because. Okay. So here's a 56 move loss. Okay. Let's start with these ones. The ones towards the top here.
I
All right.
played badly this week though.
It's all
I
right.
did, yeah.
We all have bad weeks, definitely. All right. Okay, so you are white here. So let's see, E45, knight F3. Okay. So what's this called? This
Oh,
opening.
this was going to be the fried. I was trying that fried mayo or
Ah,
whatever it's called.
the fried liver. Here it says
Fried
King's
liver.
Knight opening normal variation. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. Okay, good. All right, so you kind of gambited a pawn, but this is actually yeah, I like this idea of preparing D4 with C3 so that when you trade your center pawn, you can replace it with your C pawn. So that's a good. I like that idea.
Wait,
Take.
wait. So
Yeah.
I'm getting question mark. I don't know how to use the thing I like best about chess.com was the
Mm-hmm.
analysis afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do the analysis on this. I went back and looked at
Mm-hmm.
the analysis board. I either I don't know how it works or something, but
Mm.
see, I'm seeing question marks and all that stuff. I
Yeah.
never
So
saw that.
so this guy that you played, he probably took this game and he analyzed it with Stockfish. That's why you see these question mark and exclamation marks. These are um they're determining the strength of the move. So yeah, so here you can see, so it says E takes D4, and now it's saying the best move is not to recapture, right? Just talking about intermezzo in between moves, right? In this case, the best move here would be E5, so attacking the knight immediately, right? And then okay, counterattack here, knight, okay, okay. So yeah, then this would be a nice, interesting game here. You got a nice, uh, strong center, right? So something like that.
Wait, is this the
Okay.
game I played, or is this
No,
the
no,
game
no,
you're
no, no,
telling
no.
me
Yeah,
I should have played?
this is a variation. So okay, let's go back. So yeah, so that's what it said. That's why I gave you this question mark, exclamation mark, which means it's dubious. It's not a really mistake. It's just dubious, right? So it recommends E5 over that. Okay. So knight takes, queen E2. So now,
I was trying to pin his knight.
right, right,
But
right.
what he did was I remember, I think his next move was queen to E7, if I'm not mistaken.
Queen E7. Yes, but next one was Queen E7. So here, Queen E2, the computer is saying that D5 would have been better. Interestingly enough, let's just look at this variation real quick. Castle. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is what it's saying. And then probably recapture here. So now look at this position. This is kind of interesting position. So black is ahead 2 pawns. You're probably going to pick up this pawn on D6 very easily. And you have beautiful piece activity, right? Beautiful knight. And look at this knight, very poorly placed. This bishop is completely blocked by the B7 and D7 pawns. So that's actually a very good compensation for the pawn or 2 pawns. So okay, so let's go back. So you went Queen E2. So he played Queen E7, which the computer is giving him as a double exclamation mark. That is that's pretty significant. That means that that's a blunder. That's not just a mistake. That's a blunder. So bit Queen E7. Um,
And I castled, I think.
and here, no, you went D5. Interesting. And the computer recommends castle knight D6, and then here, so here you're threatening rook E1, winning the queen. Knight takes, rook E1. Okay, so here, okay, so this would be an interesting game. All right, that's one possibility. So I think the reason that Queen E7 is given double exclamation mark is because he's blocking his bishop, right? So now he's gonna have to spend more time getting his bishop out so that he can castle, right? So he's losing precious time here. All right, so you went D5, knight A5. Hmm. Okay. Bishop D3.
I didn't want to
Wow.
lose my knight, my bishop.
Right. So, yeah, the computer's giving both of you these last two moves double question
This is
marks.
not going to be confused with the World Championships. This is a crappy game. I mean, as
Okay.
I'm watching it, it's really bad.
Okay. All right. So let's just see. So Bishop D3. Again, the computer likes castling
Yeah,
immediately.
I don't know
Get
why I didn't castle.
right. So Bishop D3, Knight F6, castle,
Okay, I finally
takes,
castled.
Knight takes. Okay, so now after all that, black is ahead 2 pawns. And hmm, yeah. So now it's gonna probably be hard to mount an attack because you just trade away your queen. You can go rook E1, but then he can just block bishop E7 and then castle, and he'll be safe, and he'll just be ahead 2 pawns. So okay, rook E1, bishop E7, um, knight H4. So it looks like you're trying to do knight here, right? Knight to F5.
Yeah, but it's terrible pawn placement anyway.
Yeah, so probably, let's see. All right, so the computer is saying knight d4 is better. Again, you're still trying to get to f5, but you're in the center, which is much more preferable place to be. Um, okay, so knight h4, knight b4. Okay, so now what is knight b4 threatening?
Forking my rooks. So I know what I did. I put
Good,
my
good. Knight,
knight
knight
on
a,
a, yeah.
very good. Knight a3. Although, interestingly enough, the computer gives knight f5 as the better move. So what happens after knight c2? Let's see. Let's look at what the computer says. Huh. I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it. Yeah, I don't know. Allowing knight c2, I don't think that's worth it. So, so yeah, I think you were correct. Knight a3, I think is better. Castle and bishop d2.
I distinctly remember this. I, I should have threatened that. I could have picked up at least that pawn at c7. I
Mm,
could have done something. That bishop was there for the taking,
mm.
and I just blew it.
The pawn on this pawn you mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I also,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, this
Yeah.
knight can come up here. Yeah. So okay. So let's see. So bishop d2. Knight comes back. Bishop f3. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah. So this knight is hanging out there in the wind, waiting to be taken. So yeah, again, another reason why with the knights, you can put them on the side, but make sure you bring them back, because you kind of forget them out there. Yeah, in the center, knights are so much stronger. So yeah, so keep that in mind. Bishop f3. So you drop your knight there. Bishop takes. Knight takes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and here you resigned. Yeah. All right.
That
Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a tough game. I mean, here it says White's best move would be this. There's no way to save the pawn on c2. Take here, take. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go back. So where did you go wrong on this game? So it seems like you sacrificed a pawn here, and the idea behind this pawn sacrifice is not to allow your opponent to consolidate, right? So probably it's saying best move is d5. You can do that, or you can just castle and bring your rook to the e file. Try to mount an attack quickly. So yeah, so you got to be quick with your attack. Okay, and also you don't want to allow queen trades. Yeah, if you're down material, yeah, you don't want to allow queen trades. That just makes your attacking job more difficult. You know, yeah, and then of course having the knight on the edge, not a good idea. Yeah, all right. All right. So, all right. So let's look at another one. Let's see. Um, 32 moves. Okay. All right. So this is another one where your opponent used Stockfish to analyze it. So let's see how this went on. So Sicilian defense. Ooh. All right. So here's a little trick here that White can do after a6. I'll show you this little trick. Is knight to d5. So do you see why that's a strong move?
Yeah, because it's an uncovered. I had this happen to me several times actually. It's
Okay.
an uncovered C7 that forks. If I take that bishop's poisoned.
Yeah, if you take the bishop with the queen, yeah, knight comes to c7 and delivers a beautiful royal fork, right? Triple fork, in fact. So be careful with that, right? So he could have done that, and he does it, but a little bit too late. But okay. Um, in this position, I don't like when my opponent's pieces are so centralized like this. I would immediately kick this knight away with something like this, e6. Like don't let your opponent hang out in the center like that with their pieces. You know, make them make them work for it. All right. So e6 would definitely be a good move for me. I would do to kick away their centrally located knight. Okay, you do anyway. Very good. Okay. Probably better, more
Bishop.
attacking would be bishop. Now you're counterattacking his bishop, right? And if he takes, now you're ready to castle, right? So that would be a little bit more aggressive, and yeah, I got to counterattack that one. Um, okay. Um, hmm. Hmm. Let me think here. Yeah, maybe something like yeah, because he's about to do knight e4, which would double attack this pawn with the bishop and with the knight. So b6 kind of solidifies that support on c5. So I would definitely do that. Yeah, I don't know where the knight's going there. Yeah, probably better would have been take with the bishop. Now he's attacking your queen, right? It'll probably be better for him, but okay. Yeah. Good, good. So he won that night. Very good. That night was overextended. And he wins your knight back. Okay. All right. So now this passed pawn, one square away from promotion, is very dangerous now.
Yep.
Very dangerous. Ouch. Yeah. Actually, you didn't have to move. You didn't have to move this knight, right? You can just leave it there, and make it difficult for your opponent to make any headway. Um, yeah, because moving the knight just creates the possibility for tricks on promoting the pawn. So yeah, just leave that.
Can you take it, move it back
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which one?
there? So I didn't know what to do here.
Okay. So here, so what it was his last move? Okay, so his last move was that. All right, so maybe something like,
What about bishop to f6?
yeah, I like bishop f6 because now we're challenging the rook, saying, "What are you gonna do now?" Right?
Well, what if he took my knight? Oh, then I would just take him with my
Right.
rook.
You take with the rook, right? So the knight is protected through the white rook. So yeah, the knight's fine there. The problem is this pawn is very firmly defended by the bishop, and there's not really an easy way to deal with that, because he can just go like h3 and then hide his bishop away in h2, and there's not really much you can do with that. So maybe he, in this position, his best move would probably be rook f to e1, right? Um,
So then what do I do? I mean, with the rest of the game, it locks up all five of
yeah,
those pieces, all four of those pieces. The only
yeah,
pieces I can't can move are my pawns.
yeah. It's a tough position when your opponent has such an advanced pawn like this. You got to get rid of it, but I don't see. It doesn't appear to be a good way to get rid of it here, because if you don't, if it's let's say you go here, um, he can just come. Let's see, just come back like that, and now he's threatening to take your rook. King takes, rook comes down, check, win the knight. Um, what do? You can't take this pawn. His pawn is like a thorn. It's very hard to deal with this pawn. Yeah, not much you can do here. Maybe I don't know, something like that. Comes back, and now there's not much else you can do. So yeah, so now, and even if you move your knight, like if you let's say you move the knight, right? That wouldn't really help either. I think now take. Now rook comes down, and again, if he takes your rook, now he's happy to get a new queen, right? And if he doesn't take your rook, now what? What's the best move here?
He doesn't take it.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Yeah, if black doesn't take, if you don't take his white rook, now what's the best move for white here? So rook d8 check, king e7. Now what for white?
E8.
C8, right? Yeah, c8. Yeah, queen. Yeah, just win the
Yeah, but
knight. Very simple. Yeah, yeah. And now he's ahead a knight, and he should win fairly easily. So yeah, this pawn. Once you allow this pawn to get so far advanced, it's hard to deal with that. So yeah. Yeah, not much you can do about that. Let's see here. Maybe
I
something
probably
like, yeah,
shouldn't have traded queens
yeah,
too, right?
probably something like this would have been much better, right? So now if you take here, you just take back, or you can just take back with the queen. You take here, you take with the queen, right? A lot better, and the game will go on. You're down a pawn still, but there's still possibilities for you to come back. Um, Yeah, that probably would have been the better one. Now his best move would probably be to increase pressure on the knight, and then you probably just get the hell out of dodge, and then take. And now you can't take back, of course. So yeah, similar situation arises. So yeah, something like that. Um, yeah, pass pawns can be pretty powerful. The closer they are to the promotion square, very, very dangerous. So, mm, all right. All right, so let's go back and see here. Oh, wait. Actually, do we see how it ended? Oh, no, we didn't see how it ended. Let's see how it ended. So, rook d8. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you just resigned there. Yeah. Yeah. That's a tough position. There's not much to do here. Um yeah, his pawn promotion is coming, and he's ready to take with check, and then pawn promotion with check. Yeah, yeah. All right. All right. So you want to do one more game, or you want to play a game? What do you want to do?
What
Wanna,
time is it?
we have it's 5:47.
Um, yeah, let's play one game.
Want to play a game? Okay.
Well, we have time.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hook up my charger. And my laptop's dying. All right. Let's see here. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So let's see here. Okay. So you want to do what? 5 minute, 7 minute, 10 minute?
Well, it's the maximum time we have. I mean, I don't want to go over, but
Okay. Maybe a 5 minute.
yeah, that's fine. I
Okay.
usually, when I play 10 minutes, I usually, I at the end of the game, I begin to play more quickly. So,
Okay. Are you online?
well, I'm online with you.
Are you on Leeches?
I'm, am I right now?
Yeah. You want me to challenge you, right?
Yeah, but I'm not on Lee Chess now.
Oh, so how are we gonna play? How is?
I was waiting for you to tell me how.
Oh, yeah. Just challenge. Just yeah. Open your browser and go into Leeches, and I'll challenge you.
Okay, so I need to do what? I need to exit where I am.
Yeah. Just open up another tab. Okay, you're on your laptop, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So just open up another tab and Leeches.org.
Well, maybe.
Or I guess you said you play on your phone, right?
Yeah, I can. My phone's not here, but I am.
Yeah, you're not
Hold
logged in.
on, I'll get my phone.
Yeah.
Know where my phone was? Okay, so should I go to 10-minute rapid?
All right, so you open your leeches.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I'll challenge you to a 5 minute game. Let's see, real time. 5 minutes. Oh, wait, hold on. One moment. Let's do that again. Uh, All right, so I'll do it. All right, so you got it.
Well, it's coming up on my laptop here.
You can do it through your laptop. Doesn't matter.
It says waiting for opponent.
Do you see my challenge to you? It's a 5-minute casual standard game.
No, I'm not seeing it.
Uh, so
I
just
mean, I have a blue circle that's going blue, red, yellow, green, but it says challenge to a game. You are
here. I'll challenge you. I'll challenge you again. Here, let me challenge you again.
says challenge. Yeah, what do I click on though?
Do you mean on your laptop or on your phone?
I'm on my laptop, or I can go on my phone, but
On
I
your
don't
on your
see.
lap on your laptop, you should see in the top right. There's like crossing like swords. That's the challenge area. You should see.
I'm not getting that.
Uh, I see that you're not logged in though. I don't see a green dot. You should be you gotta have the open. You gotta have your the tab open. Let's do it again.
Now I'm logging in again.
Okay.
I don't know. See, I don't understand what's going on here because all I'm getting is it says I'm viewing your screen.
No. Oh, yeah. So not in the so I'll stop sharing the Zoom. Okay, there.
Yeah.
So now to go on to Lichess, the
So
web
how do I get there though?
you go on lichess.org. Lichess.org in your browser.
Yeah, I'm looking for, I don't, I'm sure this is me, but I don't see how to get back into my browser without leaving you now.
No, we can still talk on Zoom. You just go into your browser. We'll still talk. I mean, yeah, if you're on your laptop, you can do both. That's fine. Yeah, it's only if you're like on an iPad or a phone, you can't, do Zoom and then go on the app at the same time. You don't have to.
All right. Are
So
you
okay, I see you now. Okay, so now you're online.
okay?
Okay, there, good.
But now it's giving me a 1,500 question. Oh, because I've never played on this. Okay, go on. All right. You're white.
Yep,
Okay.
go ahead. All right.
Close.
Say again.
My wife just came in.
Oh,
No, Stan. the third time I've moved that night.
Ooh, why is that a bad move? Can you tell me?
Well, I'm just moving my pieces to move my pieces. I haven't had a strategy to attack since you controlled the fourth and fifth ranks.
So there's a
So
very specific reason why Queen C7 is no good. Do you see it?
because of the bishop that you put on the H2, yep.
Oh yeah.
And you left it there since early on in the game, and I forgot about
Yeah, and that actually happens a lot in this kind of London system type positions where you have the bishop on f4, and you just hide it away on h2, and your opponent sometimes just forgets it's there, and is controlling the whole h2 to be a diagonal,
it. Yeah,
kind of stealthily, and yeah, that's a very common thing I see.
yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't. It was very obvious to me that very early on I had lost complete control of the board,
Hmm.
and it wasn't a. It was just I was just moving pieces. I didn't have any kind of strategy at all.
Right,
And
right,
your pieces had, were just pushing me forward, and I didn't have the skill or the time to kind of think through what I was trying to do. And then
right.
I was thinking of, I bet my time's almost up. So, but it was still, I mean, I'm glad we did that though.
Yeah, is this the first time that we played? I thought we played before.
Yes, and I've never played a 5 minute game before.
Oh, you never played a 5 minute. Okay, okay.
No, the 10 minutes I just started playing because you suggested it.
I
I
see.
always played longer because I don't have the facility to play more quickly. So
Okay. Yeah,
okay,
yeah, no, no, 10 minutes is definitely better. Yeah. But yeah, that was a good game. And yeah, I mean, I was just mainly I was using my pawns to kind of push around your pieces and get them into inferior squares. And I think some beginners, they don't really they don't know how to use pawns well, right? And so pawns can be pretty powerful
yeah,
used well.
yeah.
So
All
yeah,
right.
that's the
Well, I will keep playing, and I am trying to keep. Well, there's no question. Two things that I'm learning: when I should play when I'm not going to be doing anything else.
mhm,
That's absolutely important. And play to play. Don't play to win. Don't play to
you mean
do anything else. I think.
just relax, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
no, I think it's fine to be competitive,
right, right.
but not. You know, not to milk the clock, not to just get a win, just,
Right, right.
play. So
Do you
anyway,
find that you play better when there's music playing in the background?
the only music I really like is classical.
Ah, that
So, and I really only do that when I'm doing, uh, really advanced math.
Mm.
So I don't usually have music on.
Ah.
I mean, I like music, okay, but normally I just listen to public broadcast.
Ah. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny you say that because I'm a big classical music guy, and when I play, I almost always have. I'm big into baroque, classical, romantic, opera sometimes. I'm a piano player, by the way. I don't know if I told you that,
No,
but
mm-mm.
yeah, I've been playing piano since I was 12, and that's mainly the time period that I play. I don't really play like jazz or blues or modern. Not so much. I'm more of a classical type of player.
So my best friend virtually my whole life is a had a big time classical